What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Doing a video on the first 1000 watt Grizzly to hit the States. So before we even get started, I want to say that Aerial Rider already put out a statement saying that everybody else that has ordered their bikes will be receiving them, but this is for a video review purpose only, to kind of give you guys insight on what to expect when your order arrives. Alright, so this isn't going to be a breakdown video telling you everything about the Grizzly. This is going to be telling you the differences between the Grizzly version 1 and version 2. There's a ton of different videos out there featuring the original Grizzly, breaking down everything and a full review for you guys. So if you guys want to go watch that before you watch this, just kind of get an idea of what the differences will be, definitely go do that. But until then, just go ahead and watch my video. This is the biggest differences between the first version and the second version. All right, so starting with the handlebar section. The handlebars are going to be the same right out of the box. The grips, the same exact twist throttle that you got on the version 1. Now version 2, as you work your way down, the differences will be in the fork section. Now some people were requesting in the version 1 that there would be more adjustability in the fork. Now they added this with version 2, as you see here, with these knobs. These knobs, you can twist these knobs and change the adjustability depending on the terrain that you're riding. And you can actually lock them out while you're riding on the streets. That way you get more range. Because locking out the suspension will definitely help you out with the range. And if you're using the pedal assist, you're using less energy yourself, because as you pedal, that suspension will start to sponge, and then all that energy you put into the pedaling basically dissipates. So locking out the suspension when you're on any type of sidewalk or asphalt terrain would probably be the best. Now the headlight is the same one as the version 1, and in my opinion it's probably the best looking headlight I've seen on an electric bike, because it kind of reminds me of the movie Tron, and I think this looks more futuristic, and being that it's on this bike, it's definitely a very good look since this bike actually looks futuristic itself. Now the rims look the same as the previous generation, and the hole punch out looks really good with the red rim tape that pops through and actually matches the frame very well. So I'm pretty sure that that is the same that they had on version 1, but what they changed was the 1000 watt motor setup. Now the reason why they changed the motor from a 750 watt motor to a 1000 watt motor was the supply chain. So a lot of you guys might have ordered it already and got the 750 watt motor. The supply chain has been strained, that is for sure. So everybody that's made an order from here on has made an order for a 1000 watt motor. And these things are torquey. Now the first question is, are you gonna go faster? Is this Grizzly faster than the previous generation? And the answer to that is no. It actually has more acceleration, so you'll get to that top speed a lot faster than you would if you had the 750 watt motor. But I have another thing at my house that has 1000 watt motors, which I want to do a test up against this. It's a scooter. Let me know in the comments and we'll get that done. Let's get back to the review. All right, so like I was saying, the 1000 watt motor setup is on the front and the rear. And a lot of you guys know that this is a dual motor setup, so you can actually change just by the flip of a switch, having a single motor on the front or a single on the motor back, or dual motor, which is both motors working at the exact same time for maximum torque. The gear setup on this is the same exact Shimano setup that was on the Grizzly version 1, and I'm pretty sure my X-Class as well feels the exact same when I'm pedaling it for the pedal assist and switching through all the gears. So one of the best features about this bike that not a lot of other bikes have, and probably the main reason why you're looking into buying this, is the dual battery setup. So the dual battery setup is going to give you a ton more range versus the X-Class or the D-Class. And man, the fact that you can take this off of the bike and take it in the house and charge it is a big bonus, because this bike is heavy. So the weight of the bike plays a big factor, not just with the build quality, but the stability of yourself on a trail. Because when you're riding on trails and you have a full suspension bike like this, you don't want something that's really light, because you end up not be able to control it as easy on, you know, bigger routes or rougher terrain. So the fact that this thing is burly and heavy is pretty much a plus in my book. I mean, this thing can take a beating. If you see my previous videos where I've basically given the other bikes, such as the D-Class and the X-Class, a full-on beating, then you know that I know what I'm talking about. And you know that I'm gonna put the Grizzly through the same paces as did the X-Class and the D-Class. So If you guys haven't seen those other videos, I'm gonna put them in a link in the description below. You guys gotta watch them. I definitely put those things through the ringers. All right, moving on to the rear suspension. So the rear suspension, as you see here, is a dual suspension. It actually is air suspension. So you can pop off this little cap right here and pump in the air. And what you wanna do is look up what amount of PSI you need in this rear shock system that is best suitable for your weight. So I just left it as stock right now, but I'm definitely gonna be messing with this here in the near future. So this Grizzly versus the original Grizzly comes with a 52 volt 35 amp hour versus the 52 volt 32 amp hour battery. So this will give you a lot more range comparative to the original battery setup. Now, since we're talking about batteries, one of the most common questions will be, will this new battery setup fit in your original Grizzly? And the answer to that is no. They're just slightly different. So feeding it into the frame is going to be a slightly different experience. So unfortunately, these batteries in the version 2 Grizzly will not fit in your old Grizzly, but that doesn't mean Aero Rider won't have the parts. So if you guys do call up the parts department and you need any type of batteries or brake levers or just any parts for the Grizzly or any Aero Rider for that matter, they'll be able to help you out. All right, so I'm going to be putting this Grizzly through its paces. And I want you guys to comment below if you guys want to see this bike go against any other bike, but in the meantime I am going to be putting this thing up against my 1,000-watt dual motor setup when it comes to a scooter. So that'll be here in the near future if you guys want to see that comparison video. Also, if you guys are familiar with any of my other Aero Rider bike videos, and you know that I love to switch out the parts and kind of make it my own and customize it, and that's exactly what I'll be doing with this bike, because we got to make some changes aesthetically. You know, the hubs, the motors, they're staying on this bike for sure. So if you guys are looking for any other information on the Aero Rider Grizzly and any other Aero Riders, definitely check out the link in the description below, take you to their website. That way you can do some scoping out, kind of see what bike best fits you. Everybody that's waiting on your Grizzlies, they should ship in July and August, so you guys should be seeing them very, very soon. Shout out to Aero Rider for letting me get a first look and basically giving me this bike to be able to get some videos out for you guys. Like I said before, put a comment below on any other videos you want to see in the near future. With that being said, if you guys like this video, drop a like. If you love it, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.